Mabuhay fellow Filipinos against corruption and kleptocracy or PAC. I'm about to share insights rarely discussed in mainstream Philippine legal circles regarding corruption. The concept of seizing or confiscating stolen money and assets from kleptos or corrupt government officials while they are still under litigation contradicts several legal principles and standards. Many of our fellow citizens, particularly lawyers, will oppose the immediate seizure of ill-gotten wealth even when probable cause has already been established. I am not a lawyer and will not pretend otherwise. The discussion on the legality of immediately seizing ill-gotten wealth is best left to those more knowledgeable than myself. I am aware that the proposed idea will face strong opposition from all Philippine legal experts. Two legal principles or standards challenge the notion of seizing ill-gotten wealth when corrupt Philippine government officials or kleptos are still technically in litigation. These are the presumption of innocence and the burden of proof. The presumption of innocence is a legal principle asserting that a person is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The presumption of innocence is a basic requirement for a fair trial in the Philippines and is regarded as an essential component of due process, which protects a person's rights. However, are they still presumed innocent after the Philippine Congress concludes that there is probable cause against corrupt government officials or kleptos? It seems unlikely. What if we reverse the legal principle of presumption of innocence to a presumption of guilt for corrupt Philippine government officials or kleptos who have already been investigated by Congress? In this scenario, these individuals would need to prove their innocence to the justice system, rather than the Philippine justice system having to prove their guilt. With this presumption of guilt, could the Philippine government already seize the stolen money and assets? Yes, it could. By confiscating ill-gotten wealth as soon as these kleptos are referred for litigation, the government would take a proactive stance in combating corruption. The responsibility to provide evidence or burden of proof must now lies with the corrupt officials of the Philippine government or kleptos. They must meet the legal standard of proof by demonstrating that their claims to the seized ill-gotten wealth are legitimate. Kleptos must be required to prove that the confiscated money and assets genuinely belong to them. If a new Philippine corruption law include provisions on the presumption of guilt and burden of proof on the accused, the new legislation will be more than just another anti-corruption measure. It will instill fear in corrupt officials and kleptos. It will be serving as a strong deterrent for the kleptos. Additionally, it will empower the Congress during investigations and hearings on corruption. Kleptos will soon realize the consequences of being referred for litigation by the Philippine Congress, as their ill-gotten wealth will be promptly confiscated. Is there a way for ordinary Philippine citizens to initiate new corruption laws? Ordinary citizens can indeed initiate new corruption laws. It's important to note that, so far, no member of the Philippine Congress has proposed such laws, which may challenge existing legal principles and ideas. There is a process available for citizens to influence changes in these laws. The Philippine Citizens Initiative aims to transform public ideas into law through a plebiscite or referendum, empowering citizens to combat corruption. As our collective voice strengthens, this initiative will gain momentum, compelling politicians to act responsibly. The existing legal framework in the Philippines has proven ineffective in curbing corruption, particularly among kleptos or corrupt government officials. It seems these individuals have discovered methods to exploit the legal system for their advantage. To effectively combat this issue, drastic and radical measures are necessary. The corruption situation in the Philippines is exceptional and demands equally exceptional solutions. Join our community of Packers Filipinos against corruption and kleptocracy by subscribing to our YouTube channel. As our YouTube subscriber base grows, our collective voice will become stronger, enabling us to be heard by political leaders in the Philippines. The people's voice reflects divine will. There is optimism in combating corruption in the Philippines, and we must actively pursue our ideas. See you in the next episodes. Be blessed.